Good evening, everyone. It's good to see everyone here tonight. First off, I would like to thank each and every one of you for trusting me with this position. It is an honor of a lifetime to be elected from Coweta and Fayette County to serve the citizens of our area. Now, since I've been in the General Assembly, we've accomplished some great things. During my first year of the General Assembly, we passed a bill that I authored, which had some of the toughest anti-Obamacare legislation in the country. We stopped the funding of Obamacare through state dollars. We created tax-advantaged savings accounts for individuals with disabilities, which covers education, housing, and transportation, among other things. We've eliminated the state-mandated zero-tolerance laws in our schools. We passed legislation to allow people the right to try experimental medication if normal treatment methods are failing them. This is extremely important. Look no further than President Jimmy Carter and the care that he received. That would not be possible for the rest of the citizens of this state without this legislation. We stopped tuition hikes in Georgia colleges last year. We increased tax deductions for families contributing to college savings accounts. We forced the processing of rape kits that have been sitting in a backlog for several years. Everyone needs to understand how important that was. There are victims all over this state who were violated. But many in our state did not see a reason to process those rape kits. It was more important to move on and do something else. We answered back and passed a law to stop that. We expanded your gun rights. We gave you back your Second Amendment. We reduced the amount of standardized testing your child has to take in schools. We've allowed college students to defend themselves with tasers. We've increased funding for rural Georgia healthcare and hospitals through a new bill passed last year. We've expanded access to Hope for technical college students. We've created autism coverage for families with autistic children. We saved the Flint River from the city of Atlanta, and I have won the River Keepers Award for the past 4 years while I've been in the General Assembly. We saved rural Georgia from dangerous gas pipeline that would only benefit Florida and Alabama. They wanted to pass a pipeline through rural Georgia, through Albany, which would only benefit Alabama and Florida. These are not the type of bills that we should be passing. Now, my opponent said she wonders if I understand technology. My job is technology. I produce software for one of the largest accounting software companies in the world. I manage teams of technical developers. I set the requirements for the software that's being developed. I understand technology extremely well. Now, some want to expand Medicaid in the state of Georgia, and I can tell you right now, that is a horrible idea. It's one of the worst options that we could possibly even look at. The providers under Medicaid receive pennies on the dollar for what they charge. And right now, to cover someone on Medicaid, it costs us about $3,022. Under the new expanded Medicaid, it will cost us nearly $7,000 per person. They want to say that the federal government is going to fund 100% of this for the first 3 years and 90% after that. The federal government has never one time lived up to its promises to the state of Georgia or anyone else. Now, who is the federal government and where does that free money come from? It comes from you and I, the taxpayer. Government doesn't produce money. We make money, we pay taxes, and then they spend our money. They're being fiscally irresponsible with our dollars in Washington. Why would we trust them with even more? If you look at Oregon, for example, in their recent Medicaid expansion, a study found that enrollees receive just 20 to 40% of every dollar in value towards their care. And there's no physical health improvements for those people. Recipients have difficulty receiving access to care because most doctors turn them away when they're on Medicaid or Medicare. Unfortunately, the doctors have decided they don't want to take you the program. On the Medicaid side, 1/3 of all Georgia doctors do not currently accept Medicaid patients. If they're not going to accept the patients, where will these people go? It's going to create a backlog. They're going to show up in our emergency rooms where it costs $1,000 on average to get care. An average office visit is only $29. The federal government says that expansion would cover about 389,000 new enrollees at a cost of $2.85 billion a year. However, Deloitte disagrees with those numbers, and they say it's as high as 565,000. And we can look no further than Ohio to find that Deloitte is correct and the federal government is wrong. Ohio had nearly 200,000 more enrollees than they expected. That would drive the cost up to $4 billion per year. Now, when the government at the federal level decides not to fund that $4 billion, where are we as a state going to be looking for $4 billion? We're going to look at it from your pocketbooks, because we can't have a budget gap. We're not allowed to run deficits. We can't do like the federal government does. We have to, in fact, fund everything that is in our budget. We have to pay for it. Now, in my time as your legislator, I have kept my promises. I have done everything I said I would do, and I will continue to do so. If you choose to re-elect me, then I would appreciate your vote. Thank you very much.